Another MLB trade in the works. This time it's the Athletics and, of course, the Mets. But we'll be talking about the Mets quite a bit today. And basically their season just got even worse, if that's even possible. Plus the daily matchups and, of course, Beat the Streak with Clem's picks. Let's jump into it. This is the first pitch. Roll the intro. Good morning and welcome back to the first pitch. As always, my name is Brent. I am your host, also known as Clemhawks. And today, like I said, we will be running down basically the tragedy of the Mets in further detail. More news broke this morning. The daily matchups. We got a couple of great matchups for you today. And then, of course, always my picks, my favorite part of the show, where I get to pick and help you guys beat the streak and a chance for $5.6 million. So stay tuned. And let's just jump into the first story. The Mets, they're having a lot of problems this season. It could get a little bit better here, but ultimately, as you'll tell in our second story, it's not going to help. The A's are going to trade for Jeurys Familia. Now, that could be a great idea. I mean, let's just jump into the story. Susan Slosser, one of the head guys, or ladies, I should say, with the San Francisco Chronicle and an A's writer. So she, in the Bay Area, has a lot of Bay news, and that would fall right under the trade with the A's. So it looks like she reported that the A's are in the hunt for Mets closer Jeurys Familia. That's the Chronicle. That's what she's writing about. And, let's just talk about Familia here. So, Familia, he's a good closer. He's been with the Mets for a couple years. He's in his walk year, and he's going to test free agency. This could be a great idea for them to trade away, try to get some prospects and rebuild. We know the Mets suck. There's no way around it. The Mets absolutely suck, and it's going to get worse for them. But Jeurys Familia, in his walk year, $3 million still. He's only 28. He's got a good couple of years left. He's got a 2.8 ERA, 17 saves, and the Athletics are trying to require him. They have an all-star closer in Blake Trinan. And, why not try to go get another guy to help solidify that bullpen, especially with, Familia. He's a good pitcher, like we just said. And obviously, they'd probably give away some prospects, and things look good with this trade. I like this trade. I think it'll be good. It's not quite official yet. They just need to work out who the minor league players or the prospects or whoever's going to be. But it looks like Familia will be the only player going to the A's. And this could, like I said, help their bullpen very, very much. Now, here's the thing. The Mets suck. We know that. And they're going to get some prospects to build and rebuild. Now, why? If you're a Mets fan, please tell me this, or if you just, enjoy baseball, why don't the Mets get rid of Noah Syndergaard or DeGrom? Now, I get Noah Syndergaard. He's only 25. I get why they would want to keep him and try to rebuild around him. Why are they keeping DeGrom? They're not going to win a World Series anytime soon. Let's be real here. They're not going to win a World Series anytime soon. Why would they keep DeGrom for however much money he's worth? Because he is an absolute beast. Why would they keep him and then do nothing with him? They're not going to win a World Series with DeGrom, and it looks like they're just holding on to him and wasting him in his prime. He is absolutely a phenomenon this year, and they are just holding on to him, trying to rebuild. It doesn't make sense to me, but please let me know what your comments are down in the comments below, because I think that is absolutely dumb that they are holding on to DeGrom this long. I totally get Noah Syndergaard being so young, but they could also trade him too. They could get so much for these guys. I don't think they understand. But Familia, a good trade here. I've also heard they're going to trade Zach Wheeler. But this, ultimately just helps both teams, I think. Familia would go for a couple prospects. The A's could solidify their bullpen. And, they are in the running. They're only a couple games behind the Mariners for the second wild card. They are in the running. Familia could help their bullpen. And then, the Mets could rebuild with some prospects. Let's keep talking about the Mets, though, and how bad Yoenis Cespedes just got hurt again. All right, so Yoenis Cespedes, he was on the DL for a long time. He was injury prone. He's been out since May 13th. Comes back yesterday, hits a home run. That's good for the Mets fans, I guess. They did win at Yankee Stadium. I said they would win with Noah Syndergaard pitching. However, yesterday or earlier this morning, I guess the New York Times, or the New York Post rather, says the often injured Cespedes needs to have surgery on both heels, and he's not sure when he can make it through the season. There you go, Mets fans. That's right, Cespedes is hurt again. He's going to need surgery on both of his heels. It doesn't really say exactly what happened here, but he's 32 years old. He has a problem in his heels. It's going to take 8 to 10 months to heal. Mets fans, can this get any worse for you? This is awful. You know, you started 11-1. You had a good season. And then all of a sudden you start going 30-50. That's bad. And then one of your good outfielders goes down, hurt again. So, it just doesn't look good for Cespedes. He's gonna have to have surgery. 2019 is gonna be out. His contract runs through 2020. So, if he's healthy next year, they might have to trade him. Let me know what you guys think about these Mets stories, though, because I would love to hear, your opinion. Just as a Mets fan in general, how do you feel? If you're a baseball fan, are you laughing at the Mets? Are you feeling bad for the Mets? Let me know. But let's jump into the daily matchups, the hottest games of the day. Roll the intro. So the first match I want to talk about today is the Dodgers versus the Brewers. We kind of touched on this yesterday, basically just allowing, a little bit of Manny Machado-ness to come through and basically just say, hey, he's going to do good in his debut. He went 2 for 3. And now we'll actually focus on the matchup because it's Clayton Kershaw versus Chase Anderson. Clayton Kershaw, big Clayton Kershaw. He's had a good, career. And Chase Anderson, who has been really struggling this year. Let's go through the numbers. Clayton Kershaw in his last 3 starts is 2-0 with a 2.4 ERA, 15 strikeouts. Not too bad in 18.2 innings of work. This regular season, he's 3-4, which is probably not where they want him to be. He's Clayton Kershaw, right? But with 2.7 ERA, that's not bad in 78 strikeouts in 75 innings pitched. There you go. But Clayton Kershaw, he's not a bad pitcher. Just having maybe a little bit of an off year. He's 4-0 at Miller Park, though. I do think that he's going to be able to pitch well today. And like I said, in his last 3 starts, he's 2-0. Chase Anderson, on the other hand, he is 0-1 with a 1.6 ERA in his last 3 starts. So there you go. That could be a little bit interesting. Maybe he's just gotten the short end of the stick. But a good ERA there. And the regular season, 6-7. So he really struggled early in 104 innings pitched with a 3.7 ERA. The reason, again, that I want to talk about this matchup is, one, Clayton Kershaw is on the mound. The Dodgers are going to be pretty dominant with him on the mound, one of the best pitchers in the MLB. Regardless of what his record is, he's got the nastiest stuff. Have you seen his curveball? Oh, my. Nastiest stuff in the league, though. Chase Anderson has been really struggling. Now, the Dodgers did win 6-4 yesterday, and Machado, like I said, did go 2 for 3. Now, this is where it gets, I would say pretty interesting. The Cubs did lose yesterday to the Cardinals. Now, that keeps the Brewers within that, 3-game setback that we talked about a couple days ago on the show. The Brewers need to win. The Cardinals need to win against the Cubs when they are facing them. That series now tied 1-1. This series here, the Brewers find themselves down 0-1, but since the Cubs lost yesterday, that helps them out with the 3-game set. Now, they need to come back again today. It's going to be hard against Clayton Kershaw, but that's why I picked this matchup specifically. I do think the Dodgers are going to win, and that would just put a little bit more pressure on the Cubs, but I do think it'll be a great matchup. Again, Machado went 2 for 3 yesterday. I think he'll have another good day today, and we'll jump into the next matchup. And now let's get into the next matchup of the day. It will be Baytown rivals in the same division as the Dodgers here. It is the Giants versus the Athletics. And, like we just said, Familia will be going to the A's, as sources say. It looks to be all but final. And now the A's just got to start winning against the Dodgers and, against the Giants in their division. So, here we go. Madison Bumgarner on the mound against Trevor Cahill. And it looks like Bumgarner in his last 3 starts, 2-1 with a 3.6 ERA, 16 strikeouts. That's pretty good. A 3-3 overall average this year with a 2.9 ERA. That's pretty good numbers from Bumgarner. Obviously, again, just like Kershaw, they probably want him up a little bit higher than where he is. But he's not doing bad at all. 3-3 on the season. He's doing okay. Now, Trevor Cahill, a little bit of a struggling pitcher as well. He's gone 0-0 in his last 3 starts with a 3.6 ERA. That's not too bad. The regular season, though, 1-2 with a 3.1 ERA. Not, again, terrible. But in his last start, he lasted 3 2/3 innings and allowed 3 runs on 3 hits to the Astros. Definitely not where he wanted to be last time. So, a little bit of a colder pitcher than Bumgarner. And, in fact, if you are playing Beat the Streak today, which we'll get into those players in a little bit, Cahill, whatever his name is a cold pitcher rather today. So any Giant would be a decent pick. As well as Chase Anderson, I guess, for the Brewers, another cold pitcher as the sources say. And it might be a good idea to pick somebody like Machado or, Kemp today. So let's jump into the third and final matchup that I'm going to be covering today. It is the Indians versus the Rangers. Last night, the Rangers did fall to the Indians in an 11-inning game. I think it was 9-8 was the score. Carlos Carrasco was on the mound against Big Sexy Bartolo Colon today. This is a big matchup, not only for just, Cleveland continuing to do well, but the Rangers, obviously, they're probably out of the playoffs. Let's be real here, but they don't want to go down without a fight. If they can play spoiler in anybody's game, that'd be awesome. Especially since I'm a Twins fan here, putting that out there. The Indians did win yesterday. The Twins did lose. So that pushes them a game back. But it was a close game from both teams. Anyways, Carlos Carrasco is pitching on the mound today for the Indians. He's 3-0 in his last 3 games. 3.1 ERA. The regular season, 11-5, 4.1 ERA, 112 strikeouts. Pretty dominant on the mound. Bartolo Colon, 1-2 with a 4.2 ERA. And on the regular season, 5-7 with a 4.6 ERA. This one looks obvious. Looks like the Indians will win again today. They can just, hit the ball around the park pretty good. And they have been pretty dominant the last couple of days. I don't think I said who would win the Giants game. It's going to be the Giants as well. I just think with Cahill being a little bit of a cold pitcher, I don't think they're going to get it done today. And then the Indians and then the Dodgers are my picks today. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know your reasoning behind your picks down in the comments below. I'd love to hear that. Let's jump into everybody's favorite segment, Clem's Picks for Beat the Streak. Roll the intro. So I will give you 5 hitters that I think will get a hit today. Let's jump into the first one, Freddie Freeman. He is going up against Gio Gonzalez as the away team, so just always think about that. The home team, I would always say has better chances of getting a hit because they can always play the bottom of the ninth. Or if they're up, that means they've gotten some hits. They don't have to play the bottom of the ninth. You know what I'm saying here, baseball. But Freddie Freeman has a pretty good chance today to get a hit. He is going up against Gio Gonzalez, as I said, in 48 at-bats. He's got 15 hits, 10 extra base hits, 4 home runs. Now, he does have 17 strikeouts in his 48 at-bats, so that is the highest number that I've seen. However, 15 hits, it's still more. He's going to strike out a couple of times. He's going to hit. I think it's a pretty good pick, especially with a 313 average. And he's also batting like 314. So, really solid numbers. He is, on a tear lately, a 5-game hitting streak as well, batting 316 actually. So I definitely think this is a great pick. He got a hit off of Scherzer yesterday. So a great pick again today. Gio Gonzalez and Freddie Freeman. Not a bad idea to go with him for Beat the Streak. The next player I want to talk about, a little bit iffy here, is Buster Posey. Again, like we talked about, he's going up against Trevor Cahill. He's got 25 at-bats against him, 8 hits, 3 extra base hits, and 1 home run. He does have 5 strikeouts. Not that that matters too much because he's got 25 at-bats. He's batting 320 against Trevor Cahill. I do think that's a pretty good idea. Again, the Giants are the away team. Now, that one probably doesn't really matter too much because it's in the Bay Area. There's going to be a lot of Giants fans there anyways. But I do think that that would also be a pick to consider in Buster Posey. I would pick Freddie Freeman over Buster Posey and our next pick as well. Freddie Freeman just looks like a sure-in for some picks today. Like I said, on that 5-game hitting streak. Looks to be seeing the ball pretty well after the All-Star break as well yesterday with 2 hits. So I would pick him for sure. Buster Posey, again, a decent pick with 320 average and 25 at-bats versus Trevor Cahill. Next up is Matt Kemp. I think Matt Kemp is a great pick again today, going up against Chase Anderson, another pick that we said was a cold pitcher. They are the away team again, but the Dodgers have been playing hot yesterday. Another pick you could always do is Manny Machado. Manny Machado just, he's a good pick. He's not on this list. I will put all this stuff down in the description below. Any news sources and these websites down in the description below so you can take a look at him as well. But Manny Machado, also a very good pick. Went 2 for 3 yesterday. He's, a solid player. Every day, it wouldn't be a bad idea to pick him either. But Matt Kemp, 20 at-bats, 7 hits, 4 extra base hits, 2 home runs, and 2 strikeouts with a 350 average. That's pretty good. The 350, I always pick players that have double digits at-bats, more than a third of the hits, so about 333 would be great against their matchup. And obviously, above like 250 for the average of the season. So those are 3 guys who I really think have a great chance today. 2 other guys would be Jose Altuve. Altuve is batting like 500 against his pitcher. He's, again, not on this list, but he's batting about 500 against his pitcher. He's batting 332 on the season. Phenomenal hitter. They're going up against the LA Angels today. And, yeah, he against his matchup is absolutely fantastic. Altuve is a great pick. And the final pick I want to talk about is Mookie Betts. I did go ahead and change my pick from Paul Goldschmidt yesterday to Mookie Betts. I did not take a look at Mookie Betts' stats until after the show was over, but I did go ahead and pick Mookie Betts. Mookie Betts did go 0 for 4. Of course he did yesterday, but I would say go ahead and pick him again today. I don't know many times that a player will go 0 for 2 or 0 for 4 or whatever 2 days in a row. So I would go ahead and pick Mookie Betts today. I actually am picking Mookie Betts and Altuve today. I'm going to stick with them. I would pick any of those guys. I will go through the list again. Freddie Freeman, Buster Posey, Matt Kemp, Altuve, and Mookie Betts. Like I said, Mookie Betts, again, has a great average against his opponent today, about 400. And he's batting 354, which is the highest in the majors. He went 0 for 4 yesterday. I don't see it going again today. So that is going to be my 5 picks. Let me know about, anything down in the comments below. What do you guys think about the Mets? The Mets trade Cespedes. I said that earlier too. What do you think about the Mets? What do you think about the daily matchups? What do you think about the picks for Beat the Streak? Let me know who you're picking as well down in the comments. Thanks for watching the first pitch. As always, my name is Brent, also known as Clemhawks. Thanks for watching. Come back for more MLB news tomorrow, only on First Pitch. See you then.